Look, greetings everybody. Man, oh man, I know it's been almost over a month since I uploaded a video. Holy crap and a cracker. As most of you know, I've had a full knee replacement again, this time on my right leg. October 15th. The following day after the surgery, I developed a blood clot in my lower right leg, so that kind of complicated things, and for some reason this knee replacement was a little bit more difficult than my left one, and so that complicated things. In other words, I had a lot more pain, and they had me on twice the painkillers, and it took me a little bit longer. I had to stay a little bit longer in the rehabilitation center, but anyway, I got out of there, and then I went into outpatient therapy right away, and that's where I'm still at. But yesterday, for the first time, I was able to drive my car for the first time in about 6 weeks. So I thought if I could do that, I can get down here and upload a video, even though I'm, on twice the amount of painkiller still, and a little bit of pain. But at any rate, enough of that. I'm getting through it. Every day it gets a little bit better now, and I was only able to say that about a week ago. It actually started to get better a little bit every day. Prior to that, it was the same week after week. I didn't think I was ever going to get better for a while there, but anyway, some random stuff here. Oh, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving Day weekend. We all got a lot to be thankful for, or at least something to be thankful for. And I know I have. Anyway, so a picture of my grandmother I wanted to show you. I haven't seen a picture of her for quite some time. They say she was a witch, but I don't know. Anyway, let's see. What else did I pick up? Oh, here. Something that I finally got. This has finally been released after over a year of delays. One delay after another. Every time they had a release date, it was postponed. And this is a $40 book retail. That's not what I paid for it. I got it on Amazon with shipping for a total of $23. And I've been waiting for this for a long time. Matt Baker, The Art of Glamour. Matt Baker was a genius. I love his artwork, and he's become one of my top 5 favorite Golden Age artists. And I am somewhat disappointed in this book, and the reason for that is that they have 4 stories, full color stories that Matt Baker did. The Phantom Lady and Canteen Kate and I think Tiger Girl or Sky Girl, that they're reprinting, and the purpose of this book is to give tribute to Matt Baker. And the way that these stories have been reprinted with the coloring flowing everywhere except where it's supposed to be is just not right. I don't know what involvement the publisher had in allowing this to be published like that. Maybe that's one of the reasons why it was delayed so many times. I don't know, but I'll show you some examples of that. Here's the Phantom Lady, and let me show you here what there you can see some of it right here. I'll try to show you as best as I can. I don't know if you can really see it here, but here's a red cape, and then there's these 2 yellow lines that have nothing to do with the art. It just, I don't even know what it's doing there. Over here you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, the her blue pants there, the blue is washing into her skin, and it's on her face as well. Over there, it's getting onto her face, and this goes on throughout all four of the stories. And it's not in every panel, but it's enough to on every page, and it's enough to be annoying. And as a book that is supposed to give tribute to Matt Baker, I think it's kind of shameful that this was allowed, to be published that way. Usually, the printer prints out a few books, and then the publisher looks it over, makes sure everything's fine. And in this case, it doesn't look like they looked it over very well. But again, I don't know what the circumstances were, but it's just not right. It doesn't do Matt Baker justice. It really doesn't, Here's another example of this. Oops. There you can see the color, her blue top, and the blue is going into her arm and onto her leg, and it's washing into other panels where it's not supposed to be. It's just, it's ridiculous. It's I'm a stickler for this. It might not bother some people, but it bothers me. But I gotta say that the full cover reproductions are just beautiful. I mean, Matt Baker's work is just absolutely beautiful. I think if he didn't invent the art, the glamorous art, then he certainly perfected it. And let's see if I could give you another extreme example. It's everywhere. It's a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's just ridiculous, man. Let's see here. Well, I think you get the basic, thing what I'm trying to say here. That's the bad thing. Everything else in here is good. All the reproduction of his sketches and original art is just amazing. These are pages of his original art, and it's just amazing. He had an ability to draw the most beautiful and gorgeous women and the most handsome men, and he himself was actually quite a handsome individual, actually. And there he is right there. Wait, no, right there. And you can see he's kind of got that Harry Belafonte kind of look about him, and he knew that too. He was quite photogenic, and he had several professional photographs, a lot of professional photographs taken of him, where he would pose for the camera, and so it's quite an amazing individual. When he first started working for Iger Studios back in 1944, I guess Jerry Iger, also known as Samuel Maxwell Iger, took one look at his work, and he hired him right on the spot, And from all the interviews that I've read, and from all the essays that I've read, and the people that have known him and worked with him, or were in the same Iger shops as he was at the time when they were all, creating, drawing stuff together, none of them had ever said that there was any kind of a race issue, no racial issues whatsoever. The word black or Negro, African American, that's probably not even a word that was there at the time, but none of those words even ever came up in any kind of conversation or reference. He was just somebody that everybody wanted because he could draw so beautifully. And I remember in one of the interviews, I think with Frank Giusto, who was one of Matt Baker's best friends, or no, it wasn't him, it was Lou Cameron. He said, or maybe it was even Al Feldstein, he said the same thing. Al Feldstein was in the same studio with Matt Baker for a while, with Jerry Iger. I think one of those guys said, or maybe a couple of them said that when they watched him draw at his table, he didn't do any kind of construction. You know how artists usually do a construction? They draw an oval face and then lines there to get the eyes right. He just didn't do any of that. He just started with the eyes and then put in the facial features and then drew the full form. No construction at all. And it was just amazing that he was able to do that. He was just a natural artist. And his work is getting more and more sought after. So if you can get your hands on any of the comic books that he drew, Jumbo Comics and stuff like that, I would go for it. Original art too. One of the things that I did not know until I started reading this book was that he was gay. And that is something that would have been kind of you would have probably had to have kept very well hidden back in those days, in the 1950s, for instance, 1940s. But I remember, if I'm pronouncing his name right, Frank Giusto, he was Matt Baker's best friend. In fact, he wanted Matt Baker to be his best man at the wedding, but Matt Baker didn't want to do that, I guess, because he felt, he's, black, and everybody else there is white, and he didn't want to, maybe he felt out of place or something. He, of course, went to the wedding, but, didn't want to be the best man. And another reason I think that he decided he didn't want to be best man is because, if an issue did arise, if somebody would start something or whatever, that he has a heart condition. He had a lifelong heart condition, and he certainly didn't need the stress. And the fact maybe that he was also gay, which I didn't know about. All those things could have played into the fact that, he didn't want to be the best man at his best friend's wedding. But anyway, there's an instance where they're working together. Frank Giusto did a lot of the inking, and maybe sometimes when they were on a tight schedule, he would do some of the background work for Matt Baker. And one day while they were at his apartment, they were talking about Matt Baker's condition, if you want to call it that. And don't forget, this is the 1950s. Frank suggested that maybe Matt should see a psychiatrist. Maybe the psychiatrist could help him with his condition. So he did do that. And then Frank left the apartment, and he was back the next day, and he talked to Matt, and so he said, well, what happened? Did you see the psychiatrist? And he says, yeah. And he says, you got to be kidding me. That guy was queerer than me. So they both had a laugh, and they forgot about it. Anyway, fantastic artist. And Ray Osrin, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He was also an inker and did some background work for Matt Baker. Also wanted Matt Baker to be best man at his wedding, but again, he turned him down. And all those reasons that I just mentioned, I think, played a factor in that. In fact, when he was at the Iger Studios, a lot of the guys that remember that he would never come to lunch with them, to go to the restaurant and go to lunch, and I think that they never knew why, but I think that the reason was because of the fact he was black and he didn't want to create any stressful situations, and the fact that he was, maybe that he was gay, and the fact that he had that lifelong heart condition. And it always saddens me when I read about that, because he in 1959 he died at the age of 38. He was really young, and he had so much more that he could have offered. But this is just an absolutely fantastic book. I just wish that those darn reprints of those stories would have been a lot better, but here's the cover reproductions are very nice. So there's an example of his art. Worked on romances. Let me see, give you another example here. These are some nice covers that he did. Nightmare. ghost stories, amazing ghost stories, all from the 1950s. So, yeah, see Canteen Kate again, some of the coloring is flowing into the different panels and it's flowing off the body. It's just ridiculous, I don't know. But these black and white reproductions of the original art are just amazing. Such a great artist. Died way before his time. Tiger Girl. Whoops. Let me show you over here. That's beautiful, beautiful. I don't have any of the original artwork, and I hope that one of these days I will, because that would be the peak of my collecting career, to have several pieces of his original art. So if anybody's interested in you know, Golden Age history, and the creators that made that history possible, particularly Matt Baker, I highly recommend this book, even though the the 4 stories, full color reproductions of these stories from the Phantom Lady and Sky Girl, Canteen Kate, are not exactly what they could have been, but you know, if you can get, I'm kind of a stickler, so if you can get past the areas where the color flowed into other panels and flowed off the body into other areas of the body where it shouldn't have been, and these 2 pages look pretty good actually, and it probably wouldn't bother you. But anyway, okay, I spent a lot of time on that, and what else did I get? It's kind of random here. I finally got this. Todd Browning's Freaks. This is amazing, amazing film from 19... What was the year on this? Holy crap on a cracker, I don't know. Todd Browning did 1931. Dracula, but this is a classic of the grotesque. It stars real, honest-to-goodness circus freaks with several oddities and deformities, including a guy who called himself a prince with no arms, no legs, and then you might be able to see here. All real people. It's not for the squeamish, because it is real. What the hell? I can't get... It was somewhere around 1931, maybe 1932. Anyway, another one I picked up was Vincent Price, From a Whisper to a Scream. I've been wanting to get this too. So it's an anthology of 4 different horror stories, hosted by Vincent Price, who himself is the center of all 4 of the stories. So let's see what else I got in here. Oh my god. Oh, picked up a comic, The Web of Evil, number 7. It's not in that great a condition though. If you open it, if I open it up, you can see there's a lot of holes in the spine here. You can't see it unless I open it. I don't want to do that. Go through that. Oh, another thing I got here. Finally got was the Munsters action figures. This is Marilyn and Eddie Munster with his pet doll, the Wolfman. And it also has a collar in there that's supposed to go on the dragon. This was a TV series in mid-60s, 1964, 65. And they had a dragon called Spot that lived underneath the staircase. The staircase would open up and the dragon would come out and breathe fire. And that's his collar. So I'm thinking that the next figure in the series might be that dragon. But I don't know. I'm just guessing. And if you want to see Herman Munster and the other figures that I collected, you'll have to go look at that video that I uploaded for Halloween 2011. That's when I had shown all the other figures in this series. So, yeah, I'm really sorry that I haven't uploaded a video for so long. It was just a lot of pain, and I came down and looked at some of the comments, and then I just got so much pain it wears you out. I didn't even have enough energy to respond to the comments, and I usually do that. Just didn't have the energy. What else is here? Oh, this is, look at that, that's pretty cool. Oh, this is my other thing here. I'm going to show you this in another video, actually, because I'm doing a video on a certain character that appears in all three of these comics that I have here. Oh boy. This is kind of random too, and I'm kind of loopy. I think that painkiller I took is starting to really kick in now. Ooh. I think this video has gone on long enough because I spent so much time on Matt Baker. Man, I would have loved to have lived and got to know him. He was such an easy guy to become friends with, and it's just so sad that he had to die at such a young age. Unbelievable. Oh, I found a box again, and it's a long box that I haven't, actually I found about 5 long boxes that I haven't opened in about 10 to 15 years. I'm not kidding you. It's probably a lot of 90s stuff, maybe 80s, maybe some Bronze Age things, I don't know. But to show you an example of what's in there, I just grabbed a pile from the front of the box when I opened it, and I had this in there, whatever this is, I don't even know. I bought these from a guy who was partners in a store, and they went out of business, and he didn't even know what was in a lot of these boxes, so he just wanted to get rid of them. He needed the money, and I found this in there, Batman number 400. He had a price tag on there of $30. I doubt that this is worth 30 bucks. It looks like it's in like near mint to mint condition though. Batman 408, Batman 409. What is it about these issues? There's something about 408. There's another 409. 405. 403. Batman 399. There's a 397. I paid an average of about 50 cents, maybe, yeah, about 50 cents for each one of these comics. At least that's what I figured. 409. What is this? About 408, 409, and 4. Something that I think these might. What the hell, man? Isn't it? Isn't this the first Frank Miller books or something? I don't know. No, wait, I think, wait a minute, aren't these the origin of, for Christ's sake. I think this is the origin of the new Robin, is what I think it is. That, if I remember correctly, I think that 408, 409, and 410, those were the 3 issues that had Frank Miller written origin of the new Robin. But I'm not sure now. I'm sure somebody out there is going to tell me what it is. I can't remember. Oh, here's another thing I pulled out of there. This is a Daredevil 184. And this, I think, is the first Frank Miller written. No, it's The Punisher by Frank Miller. Written in here, I think. Or he does the artwork or something like that. I don't know. I think that might be a minor key issue right there. Anyway, that's some of the stuff that was in that box, and so you got a taste of what's in there. I'm going to do a video and show you the rest of the stuff what's in there. And, well, anyway, that's it for right now, and I want to thank everybody for leaving all the nice comments, you know, about, you know, and concerns about my operation and all that. I really appreciate that, and thanks for bearing with me that I didn't upload a video for so long. It kind of bothered me, but every time I tried to do it, I just lost the energy. It was just unbelievable. I either that or I got way too loopy and I couldn't keep my eyes open. It's crazy. But it takes a lot out of you. All the pain takes a lot out of you. Anyway, I'm better now, and I'm going to try to get another video uploaded in a few days, and we will see you then. Hope everybody stays healthy, and take care. Bye.